What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Stage 3 Team Affinity and what cards I want to see in Stage 3 Team Affinity. We're going to get all into that. Today, if you're looking for gameplay on the channel, we will have more gameplay on the channel soon. We did stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MovieGamingTV. We streamed for about 5 hours, 15 minutes today, and what I was actually playing today was I was playing a bunch of Battle Royale, and I have not played Battle Royale really since MLB The Show 19. I kind of got burnt out playing Battle Royale back then because I would go for 12-0 and I had to play a bunch of games to get a 12-0, and I really just got really burnt out on the mode. But now this year, I don't know if you feel the same way, but with the program itself, it's so much better. It really feels a lot like events where you just got to stack up the wins to get like some nice rewards. Plan on selling off these rewards if I can get this done, but I did get through all the stuff for events actually for this what is it, the Jason, what can I think of his name? Jason Dominguez. Sorry about that, my mind just slipped for a second, but I did get this and I did sell this. I sold it at like 90k. I actually was able to, he's up a little bit. He was down to like 79, 73, so he bounced back a little bit today, which is interesting. But I really don't know what cards you should keep and what cards you should sell right now, because we're gonna get an influx of new cards in about a week, and when you have 30 teams involved and what they're stipulating this is going to be, it should be interesting. Like, do you move a card like David Justice? Do you move a card like Trevor Story? Do you sell off some of these cards? I mean, it's something to think about. If we get some boosted cards over the top of these cards are going to be, I mean, I don't know about Justice. Justice might hold his value a little bit. He's going down. There's always going to be supply and demand, which is going to drive his card down, but he does have like a plus 100 hitting stats across the board, which is always nice. Story's got nice stats for a shortstop as well. We did get the Wander Franco. I am seeing a lot of people that are liking the Wander Franco. As I like scroll through my timeline, see some of these top players, people putting up good averages with him. So maybe he's the one to keep. Eddie Murray's interesting. I kind of thought about moving David Ortiz to the bench. It's very strange with the fourth inning program. When the fourth inning program dropped, I was actually quite hyped about it. I thought it was going to be awesome. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, new shortstop Franco, new first base. Maybe I move Ortiz to the bench. You know, it's probably like a better spot for him long term is going to be the bench with the 121, 125 and his lack of defense and everything. And Christy Mathewson as well, I thought was interesting. You know, I thought he was going to be an interesting card. But now, when I really dive deeper on this Christy Mathewson, I just don't know how good he really is going to be, just because he has low per nines. He has a sinker. He has an awesome screwball. Like, his control is out of this world. He just doesn't have horizontal movement. I don't know. I'm still kind of, I haven't faced him a lot. Like I said, I play a lot of events in BR, so I haven't really faced him, but his price is way lower than the Wander Franco and also the Eddie Murray. Like, they're kind of staying at the same price, and this one's a lot cheaper. So I'm kind of, I don't know how I feel about this Christy Mathewson right now. I really don't. Which one of you have you sold him yet? I do have a video up on the channel. Some people are telling me today in the stream that the XP video that I put out was helping them out. So just curious how all that's going for you. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the Stage 3 Team Affinity. I got one more story to tell you before we get into Stage 3 Team Affinity, and that is also, I just got lunch after the stream at the mall. And I went to like the food court because I like this, like, I don't know, they have this like chicken teriyaki at the mall that's like fire. And I'm walking back out to my car after going to the mall, and all of a sudden I hear like a skateboard behind me, and some dude just like skateboards on the skateboard all the way back to his car and gets into the car. And it was like the smoothest thing I've ever seen. And now I really feel like every single time when I leave a building, I can't skateboard at all, but I really feel like I should skateboard back to my car, because it was like the smoothest thing I've ever seen. I don't know how to explain it, but anyways, the tweet says Team Affinity Season 3 is all about All-Stars. Earn your favorite team's 2021 All-Star Series Diamond in MLB The Show 21 by completing division-specific missions. So That's an interesting wrinkle. 2021 All-Star Series Diamonds. You could read this really a couple ways. You could read this like, oh, it could be anybody, but I really think what they mean by these 2021 All-Star Series Diamonds is that whatever cards made the All-Star game this year in 2021, and that's what we're going to go off of. These cards are going to be in Diamond Dynasty. This is going to be very interesting. So if this is your first year, everybody that's been around the block is going to know exactly what I'm talking about, but this is your first year. What they do at the end of every single year since MLB The Show 17 is they have this series right at the end of the year called the Finest Series. Finest Series gives a bunch of boosted cards based on cards that beasted in the regular season. So for instance, like they had a Manny Machado last year that was like really super boosted. Mookie Betts got super boosted. There's about 5 to 6 cards in the Finest Series from the live series that just like get ridiculous cards. And then you got like stuff like Kevin Gossman or like Alex Verdugo that had like some decent type of years that they get like a mid-tier base round type of card. So that's kind of what this reminds me of, but it's about halfway. And it's going to be really interesting where they decide to go with this. Do they make them as good as the Finest cards? Because the Finest cards are like in-game cards at the very end of the year. They try to matriculate out the content as best as they can to like kind of, just give you like small upgrades along the way. And is this a point in the year where they just go ahead and like jump the ship, and start giving us some like really, really high price cards? And we can even see on the screen right now. See that Jack Peterson? We're going to get more cards like this too. If you go over here, and I've actually already checked this out. He's the only home run derby card. You can see how he's got massive power, low contact. That's how these home run derby cards traditionally are. They'll drop a lot of these as well. So we haven't even seen these, but these will probably come out around that same time as the home run derby. These were really fun cards last year as well. There's like a Griffey that was awesome. They went and did like past winners because of everything that was going on last year. I'm kind of interested to see what kind of home run derby cards are going to get. Gonna have to see how that goes, especially with like like a Trey Mancini home run derby card might be like really sweet. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's take a look at all these teams that are in the All-Star game. All right, so let's start off with the Orioles here. And I think the breakout player of the year so far for me is Cedric Mullins. This is a player I didn't know a lot about, if at all, going into the year. He shot up to gold. He's their only All-Star this year is Cedric Mullins. And honestly, I think he's had like a Tops Now card, but I think he would have a pretty cool card. He's one of my favorite players to watch right now just because he plays so hard. He's had like a great season as far as hitting. I think he had like a streak where he had like 8, 9, 10, something like hits in a row. Saw him make some crazy diving catches into the wall in center field. And I feel like he's been like a very, very good bright spot for the Orioles this year. Really cool player. I do like his swing. I don't know if he'll have the power and the contact versus left that he's going to need based on his All-Star card, but it's a pretty cool card. And, he's the only card that's going to represent the Orioles, so I expect that he will get an All-Star card. I don't know. I'm rooting for Cedric Mullins. I just think he's a cool player. All right, let's go on to the Red Sox now. They got a couple choices. They got Xander Bogaerts. They got JD Martinez. They got Rafael Devers, and they also have Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan's got the four seam, the cutter, the curveball, and the splitter. He does throw a lot of gas. This one, honestly, if they gave Nathan Eovaldi like some sort of outlier or something, he might be somewhat interesting. I'm not really I don't know. The Red Sox one is really tough. I'm not going to lie. Because the card that would be the coolest if it got boosted would be Alex Verdugo because he's got like a really cool swing in my opinion. And Xander Bogaerts, it's okay. The defense isn't there. We're going to see better starting shortstops. You know what I mean? So he's going to get phased out. JD Martinez, it's like he always has the hitting, but his defense is bad. And we already have like the Diamondbacks, JD Martinez. And then Devers, we already have another Devers card. I feel like talking to my chat to some Sox fans, they want Rafael Devers. So I'll go with Rafael Devers for my pick here. I don't know. It's really, really tough. Like, they have such a good team as far as, like, their ability to hit the baseball. The Red Sox have really surprised me this year. I did not think they were going to be as good as they have been this year. And they're going to get Chris Sale back eventually. That's going to be some reinforcements. It's going to be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline. All right, the Yankees have a couple choices here. So they got Garrett Cole, they got Aaron Judge, and they got Aroldis Chapman, all All-Stars this year. Chapman All-Star card would be disgusting. I feel like they're going to get a Reds one eventually that'll have like 125. So I don't feel like it's necessarily necessary, but gosh, this card's been a beast this year. This is a card Literally, I get upset. I get upset when he comes into the game. I've got him parallel 5. I still think he's the best reliever in the game. He's so tough to hit. So if we got an all-star version, look out. Garrett Cole, I don't know. Garrett Cole, there's nothing. Garrett Cole needs outlier to survive. We've seen what happens. He looks like he's got some like more control on the slider. I want to say, did he get a control bump and nobody's talked about it like we have with Jacob deGrom? Like, he doesn't have anything that we didn't notice before. Anyways, I don't know. I love his motion, but it's not deceptive. So it's like a great motion versus the computer, but when you're facing somebody IRL, they're just going to rock it. I don't know, man. I'm not really feeling a Garrett Cole. The only reason I would is so people could get their hands on a free Garrett Cole because he is expensive. He's $93K, 87. Always I'm looking out for the no money spent player, and it just, a lot of us that probably, if you're like watching this video, you probably are close to having the collections done, this type of deal. You're probably on top of your game. But I do feel like, I remember MLB The Show 15, Movie Gaming TV, right? And I just feel like I'm always going to be in favor of people getting awesome cards for free. I just am. So that would be the only reason I would want to see Garrett Cole get a card, because that would lower his price. 87,000 stubs is still a lot. 93,000 stubs. So if they could just get a free Garrett Cole, that'd be pretty cool. But I feel like it's Aaron Judge's turn. I just feel like it's his turn. He never gets like a signature series card. He could get boosted like contact to right and then have like elite power. He's got elite defense. Maybe boost up his speed a little bit. I don't know if they'll boost up his speed too much, to be honest with you, but I think Aaron Judge is the move here. I just think it's time for Aaron Judge to get his card. So what's he he's above 90, relatively cheap. I think Aaron Judge is the move. Like, Aroldis Chapman would be the one that would play the best in Diamond Dynasty, but I just think Aaron Judge, he's the move for this time. All right, for the Rays. So I think the only all-star for the Rays is, let's see, where's Zaninu? There he is. I think this is the only all-star for the Rays as I look through there. So let me make sure they don't have any pitchers. I'm really trying to do my due diligence and make sure I don't forget anyone. I'm trying to memorize them the best I can for this video, so I apologize. But if I leave someone out, like we left out Matt Barnes already. I see that for the Red Sox, but I don't want a Matt Barnes. I'm going to be honest with you right now. I don't need a Matt Barnes, so I'm just telling you straight up. Making sure I don't miss anyone. This is it for the Rays. Is this Mike Zunino? Tons of power. Look at the he has 15 contact versus right. Are you kidding me? 15 contact versus right. What in the world is that? Only 20 speed. It could be an awesome catcher, though. I mean, that contact versus right has got to get boosted up. 73 is not very good either, to be honest. It's all right. It's just not very good. And, I mean, I've always been kind of a fan of this Mike Zunino. I watched a game once of like him playing at Florida, and he knocked a home run in like the College World Series or like the playoffs or something like that. So he's got a lot of power from both sides. Always kind of has a pretty good swing, decent enough defense for a catcher, low speed and low that contact. I've never seen. I've been playing this game a long time, and I cannot remember a live series card that was not a pitcher having 15 contact versus right. That was a silver. That's insane. But his card might not be too bad if it it will be the all-star card, so to speak, but it might not be too bad. It's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. So there's my thoughts on Mike Zunino. All right, Blue Jays. All right, so the Blue Jays, they've definitely got quite a few all-stars this time around. We got Vlad Jr., Simeon. We've also got Teoscar Hernandez, and we've got Bo Bichette. I think the time is Teoscar's time. I do think it's Teoscar's time. He's got 71 speed. His fielding is not very good. But if you got the boosted contact and power to right, he'd be like real fun to use because he, just maybe he gets like, even if he has like bronze fielding, but it would be awesome if he got up to silver fielding. It'd be awesome if he got like 80 some speed. I don't know if how much they're going to mess with the fielding and the speed. You know what I mean? They might just mess with the hitting to make it like a high diamond, but I just feel like it's Teoscar's time. Simeon's already got a boosted card. We do not need another Simeon card. Vlad Jr., there's bigger things on the horizon for Vlad Jr. Maybe we save him. I don't know, man. It might be Vlad Jr. It really might be Vlad Jr. because he's been so good this first half of the season. He feels like he deserves something. We already have like his player of the month card. It's very, very difficult. I could see it being Vlad Jr. I don't think it's going to be Bo Bichette this time. I don't think it's going to be. We've had a lot of Bo Bichette cards in the past. You know, he's already got, what is it, the flashback card. I believe he has, like, what was he, like, their first one. So I just don't feel like it's going to be Bo Bichette. If anybody, I feel like it's Teoscar's time. I just feel like it's his time for this card. I feel like he's going to be the selection. I really, really do. I really feel like it's going to be Teoscar Hernandez that gets the selection for the Blue Jays. White Sox, they've got a couple options here, especially in their pitching. They got Liam Hendricks, Lance Lynn. They got Carlos Rodon. I think for them, honestly, Rodon's already got a higher up card. Hendricks just doesn't do anything for me with the four seam, the slider, and the curveball. It's just... you know, I feel like these cards are like a dime a dozen, you know, like a right-handed reliever with okay stuff. I think Lance Lynn might be the move just because he's got a cutter and sinker. And, you know, maybe he gets a little bit boosted on the speed for the sinker. I think he had a show's finest card last year. I'm pretty sure that he did. I think Lance Lynn is the move for the White Sox. All right, for Cleveland, we got J-Ram and we got Bieber. Those are their two cards. I'm going to go, let's see. Bieber's always like pretty consistent, but I'm going to go J-Ram. I'm just going to go J-Ram. Switch hitter. Love J-Ram's card. He's always so dangerous. I got to go J-Ram here. Versatility for his position. Switch hitter. Like, I got to go J-Ram. I gotta go J-Ram here for the Indians. I you know, Shane Bieber's cool, but I gotta go J-Ram there. All right, for the Tigers. Now, this card, honestly, might be pretty lit. And let's see, where's Soto for them? I just saw him today in BR. Look at this, man. He's got a sinker, a slider, and a changeup, and that sinker is 95 plus. He might be real tough. This Gregory Soto. Just kind of lurking underneath, you know, everybody's radar right now is this Gregory Soto. And we might be talking about him quite a bit more. And he is their only all-star as well. And I think he will make for a fantastic one. I'll tell you the card that would be really awesome too is this Casey Mize. Like, if the Casey Mize gets another boosted card, I like his motion a lot more this year. And he's got like a really nice pitch mix. I'd really like to see Casey Mize get some, just do something, Casey Mize. Do something. From now on, Casey Mize, like, be the show's finest card this year for the Tigers. I would really, really love to see that. So that'd be awesome. Can you do that for us, Casey Mize? All right, so we got the Royals now. Salvador Perez. I mean, it is what it is. We've got a boosted Carlos Santana. The obvious, like, boosted player that you want every single time is Mondesi. Like, that's the one that you want. But Mondesi cannot stay on the field right now. So Salvador Perez is the all-star for them. One heck of a season. He's really, really hitting well for a catcher. It's probably like the best season I think he's had, honestly. I mean, last year was pretty good for him, but this year is fantastic too. If you're new to my videos, I'm a huge Royals fan as well. So yeah, Salvador Perez, I mean, it is what it is. He's already got another card, but you know, you can see I collect all the Royals cards. He's already got this one, but maybe, you know, he's always like real glitchy. If he gets a good power, he always like seems to play real well. So I kind of like this one, maybe more than Zunino. I'll be happy with the Salvador Perez card. The card that I'm looking forward to more than anything is Bobby Witt Jr.'s card this year, and I hope he gets a fire card, like a fire card. Hopefully he becomes like a shortstop that his attributes are so good that I have to play him in my lineup, because that's the card I'm looking forward to the most this year. No doubt about it. That's the card I really, really, really want to get. All right, so who made it for the Twins? Nelson Cruz. That's right. Nelson Cruz is their only option. Good hitter. It seems like a lot of people are excited for the one that's going to be coming out in regards to, what's it called? The Daily Moments. It's got some good hitting stats. This is a very interesting Daily Moments. I wish they gave Pablo Sandoval that secondary of catcher, but it is what it is. I mean, Nelson's going to have a lot of hitting. He's not going to have a lot of fielding. What a weird card. 37 fielding with a 90 arm and 15 speed in the outfield. It's just so obviously a DH. Again, I just really feel like imagine if we had DHs, you know, like it just opens up the door. He's age 40 and he still has that much power. It's so crazy. What a strange career for Nelson Cruz, and what an awesome one. There you go. It's going to be Nelson Cruz. I'm relatively excited, but it is what it is. I'm probably not going to use that card, to be honest with you. All right, so the Houston Astros, they've got a variety of cards this time around. We got Jose Altuve. We have Carlos Correa that also made it. I believe they have a couple pitchers too. Maybe just Ryan Presley. Just Ryan Presley that made it. All right, so just Ryan Presley. Okay. So, I mean, I guess it's Altuve. Maybe it's Correa, to be honest with you. Maybe it's Correa because he's got that defense and speed, and people like shortstops. I don't really think it's going to be Ryan Presley for me. Nothing really moves the needle on that Ryan Presley's card, to be honest with you, for me. So I feel like it's probably going to be Altuve or it's going to be Correa. It's going to be one of the two. Pick which one that you would want. Astros fans, if you're watching the video, which one do you want more? That's kind of what I'm more. Really, either one. I feel like they're going to get passed on either side. I mean, maybe Altuve, but I don't know. I feel like maybe Correa gives you more versatility because Altuve can play shortstop, but he gives, Correa gets second and third, and he's got like a monster arm and everything like that. So I guess it's going to be Correa. Do they have Michael Brantley that's going to start or anything? Michael Brantley did not make the All-Star team. Yes, he did. He did make the All-Star team. I was going to say, just looking at the cards, how did Michael Brantley not make it? Wow, that's interesting too. The Alex Bregman is a goal. That's crazy. All right, Michael Brantley. I don't know. Do we need a really great Michael Brantley? He's just so slow. He's such a good player, but he's not a good MLB The Show player. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying by that? I think you know what I mean by that. All right. So, the Angels. Lots of stuff here for the Angels, right? We got Mike Trout, who's an all-star. Shohei Ohtani, who's an all-star. Might be the player of the month here type deal. He was the official MLB player of the month. I really feel like he might get the card. Look at these per 9s on his live series. That's insane right there. That's insane. I think he's going to get something from June Player of the Month. He might even get a Home Run Derby card because honestly, I think he's going to win the Home Run Derby. I would be surprised if he doesn't win the Home Run Derby. I probably just jinxed him by saying that, but I honestly think he's going to win the Home Run Derby. So what an incredible year. I got to be honest with you. All right? I got to be honest with you. All right, but what we talked about with Garrett Cole earlier, it's how I feel about Mike Trout. Look how expensive this card is, right? It's kind of like it puts me in a weird spot because I do feel like we want to grind for this card and it gives us something to shoot for, and we need that. We need stuff, we need that carrot out there to go for. I'm going to do all this grinding and all this work. I'm going to go through these programs to save my stubs to get Mike Trout. I get it. I completely get it. But also, that's a big barrier for somebody that wants a Mike Trout card. And I'm actually a little bit tired of this Mike Trout card. I don't know. Is it time to boost up Mike Trout and get a boost on Mike Trout? I just don't see it happening. But I think I'd be on. If it was Mike Trout, I would not be upset. I got to tell you right now. But I don't think it'll be. And I think Shohei's going to get so much other stuff. I think it's just time for Jared Walsh. It's a secondary position of relief pitcher. When did he get a secondary position of relief pitcher? I'm just noticing this for the first time. What in the world? I've never noticed that before, but there you go. He's got a relief pitcher secondary position. Tons of power from both sides. He's got a monster year at the dish. They sent Albert Pujols to the Dodgers basically because it's Jared Walsh's time. Probably, if he keeps on this same trajectory as he was in the first half, he's going to be a diamond. By the way, he's been hitting. That contact versus left is really low, but I guess this would be. These guys are so heralded. This is so important to the grind. Shohei's going to get his props, no doubt about that. It's probably Jared Walsh's time. It probably just is his time to get the card right in that spot, boost up a gold type of deal. All right, let's take a look here at the Athletics. Matt Olson makes it. So yeah, Matt Olson's gonna be a really cool card. I gotta say, his defense is always awesome. It's always awesome. The diamond defense. He's got a weird swing, one of the weirdest swings in the MLB. Just really a bizarre swing, but there's a lot of power behind it. He's a really dope player. I like Matt Olson a lot, and I'm glad that he's going to have a card. I think he's cool. So I'm glad to see that he's going to get a card. All right, we got the Mariners, and I got to be honest, I do not know a ton about this guy, Yusei, and I'm not going to try to butcher his name and say his wrong name. He is a starting pitcher. He's got the cutter, the slider, the four seam, and the changeup. Does not have a lot of control. Kind of an interesting choice. I watched this Mariner team the other day for MLB's Game of the Week, and I do get to do a game with MLB once a week, and it's a blast. I'm not sure we had this week, but it's been so much fun. But I bring that up to say that I watched this Mariners team play, and before the game, we were all it was Mariners Blue Jays, and we all predicted like Blue Jays. I think I predicted Blue Jays like 9-3, and I had not been paying enough attention to this Mariner team. This Mariner team is actually not too bad. I think they're like maybe like 5 games over 500. They really battle, and they've really got like a lot of unheralded players. Like, I think they've really surpassed expectations. Like, I don't think James Paxton's thrown a pitch for them all year, but they've got a lot of guys like Mitch Haniger. They've got guys like Seager. JP Crawford's had a really nice year. Kyle Lewis, I believe, is hurt. Dylan Moore is better than you might think. Ty France is better than you might think. They've just had like a lot of like players like chip in across the board to be a above average team. They got Taylor Trammell out there in center field for them right now. I saw Justice Sheffield pitch. Jake Bowers like had a decent game for them in that one. Like he's kind of like hanging on after like playing with Cleveland. You know, he's like playing for them. And the card that would be awesome would be this Kendall Graveman. I just saw him in beer. Look at this card, though. It's got a sinker, a cutter, a changeup, a curveball, and a four-seam fastball with a hard sinker. This card would be awesome. I'm not sure how Yusei's done this year. I think he's got kind of a funky delivery. I'm not 100% sure. Mariners fans, you're going to have to let me know. What's up with this guy? Is he going to be a cool one? I really don't know. So I'm going to just tell you straight up. Always keep it in eyes. I really don't know how he's going to be. All right, let's take a look at the Rangers here. The Rangers got a couple of them, actually. And we've got Adolis Garcia. He's got his other card, but he's got to get one. This is the card that's it's gonna be him. It's gonna be him. I don't think it's gonna be Joey. Joey's probably, I don't know what Joey's gonna have. Did Joey ever have a home run derby card? I feel like at one point maybe he had like a home run derby card or something like that. So he's going to be an interesting one. But I just don't think it's Joey's spot. I don't think it's Kyle Gibson's spot. Even though Kyle Gibson might not be too bad with the sinker and the slider and the changeup, I wouldn't be too upset what they gave it to him too, because it's just another starting pitcher that could be utilized. He actually, the first game of the year, he started off real slow against the Royals, but 6'6", it's actually pretty tall. Be a cool one. But I just think it's Garcia's time. He's got his other boosted card. That's the only chance I could see it going to Kyle Gibson, because it's just good to take a card like Gibson, who's a silver, and give him a boosted card. It's just a good thing. But I just think Garcia gets a monster card. 81 speed. I just think it's his time. He's the other breakout player of this year. You know, it's Mullins and it's Garcia. Those are two players that before the year nobody was talking about. And if you were talking about them, I didn't hear you. So maybe you were, and I apologize, but I feel like Garcia just came out of like nowhere to be like, he's a bona fide star right now. It's at least his first half was fantastic. So I think it's his spot here to get this card. All right, so now let's talk about the National League. We're going to start off with the Atlanta Braves, who are starting to make a little bit of a surge and starting to come back in the NL East. Their big three, Acuna, Freeman, and Albies, are all headed to the All-Star game. And again, I've said, you've heard me talk about it with Mike Trout. You've heard me talk about it with Garrett Cole. I want accessibility to cards. This one's super expensive. If you're like a Braves fan, no money spent. Don't you want an Acuna card on the squad? I mean, I would not mind another boosted Acuna card. You get that contact versus right, boosted back up. He's like one of the coolest players in the MLB. I have no problem whatsoever. I don't care about how much it cost me to get him, etc., etc. I just think he would be awesome to have an amazing card. Freddie Freeman, it could be a chance to boost up Freddie Freeman a little bit. Especially, I know a lot of Braves fans were frustrated with the show's finest last year. He kind of, the thing is, he kind of got boosted based on what his real life stuff was. So it wasn't like they did him real bad, but it wasn't to the point where I think a lot of people wanted him to be boosted on like both sides. The thing is, maybe his contact and power versus left are kind of low. Maybe this is the spot to boost him, and I could definitely see it being Freddie Freeman, to be honest with you, because I think Ozzie Albies is going to get a Player of the Month for June, which is going to be boosted up. I think he was like the second base player of the month for June. So I do think he's going to be the spot. Switch hitting is awesome. I mean, all three of these would be cool. I'd actually rather see Acuna or Albies get it rather than Freeman. Some people really like Freddie Freeman. I just kind of feel like this is the spot for Freddie Freeman. All right, for the Marlins, we have Trevor Rogers. I'm not too hyped up about this card. He's got 99 break on the 4-seam fastball, 4-seam slider, changeup, 2-seam. This could be like one that's one of the weaker ones. It is the only Marlins player that I can see that got selected to the NL team. So I do think that, I mean, he's obviously going to be their player, but I'm just not too hyped about him. But you know what? That's okay, because we got a lot of different decent Marlins players. Sixto Sanchez was good for that mix. And also Edward Cabrera was the #1 player for this last time. All right, he was the #1 player for Team Affinity Stage 2. I just feel like this is just, you know, if they have to have a lower one this time, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is if Trevor Rogers is lower. So not too hyped about that one. Moving on. All right, for the Mets, Jacob deGrom is their all-star this year. This card's actually already a lot better. I'm so glad that they boosted him up to make him more representative of like what he actually is. This is a great decision by them this year. I love when they listen to the community feedback on this kind of stuff and they just make those changes and everyone's happy. Everyone wins in that situation. I love that. I love that. This is like one of my favorite things they've done all year is just boosted Jacob deGrom so that he's like a beast and not what he was kind of at the start. Jacob deGrom, it actually says on his website I'm looking at now that he's not going to participate in the All-Star game, but he is the only Met that I can see, so he's got to be a part of this. And a boosted Jacob deGrom will be insane. It'll be very, very good. It'll be like in the mix top 5, top 7, just because he'll get the outlier and everything like that. And he's got the control and these other pitches, and he'll probably get crazy per 9s, and he'll be a problem to go against. Will he be impossible to hit? Not necessarily, but he'll be really, really tough. He'll be one of the tougher 4-seam fastball guys, and that says a lot because the 4-seam fastball and the sinker have the same amount of frames when it goes really fast. It really says a lot that he could be in the mix. And I do think, look out for a Pete Alonso home run derby card. I feel like we're definitely going to have a Pete Alonso home run derby card. Hopefully Lindor can get back going. I was looking at his card in BR. I was like, man, look at even these quirks. I don't even know how many quirks he has. He just has unfazed now. Come on, Lindor. You're only 27. Come back, bro. I want him to go back to being a diamond. He's one of the dopest players in the game. He's got to get it rolling. And I also think using this card in the event, God, this card's underrated. Like, if he ever, Noah Syndergaard needs to come back and be a beast, because he used to be like used all the time back in the day, and now it's like he's just kind of like fade away. He's really faded kind of out of my like lexicon of cards I think about, and like, dude, he's got that power. You want to talk about Edward Cabrera being good? If Noah Syndergaard comes back and just becomes amazing whenever he does come back, he's got that power sinker. He's got the outlier sinker. It's going to be super dominant. So just something to think about. So there you go with the Mets cards. All right, for the Phillies, I believe the only 2 players they have are JT Realmuto and also Zach Wheeler. And I got to tell you, Zach Wheeler already has that other card that's higher up. I never see anybody really using it. He does it, man. This like 85's got like a power sinker. Like 95 plus on your sinker is actually super, super dominant. What does the other Zach Wheeler have? How fast is his sinker? This card might be like underused, but he's just got such bad H per 9 and K per 9. Like if they raise that up, he'd be so much better. He'd actually. This card might be like kind of a hidden gem right now that no one's talking about and no one's really using. If you are using them, I'm kind of curious what you think about him. But this card might be sliding under their radar. It's just that H for 9 and that K for 9 is not very good, but that sinker is nice. His like pitch mix is actually pretty nice. Imagine if he had the sinker and the 4-seam just flip-flopped. So he might be a pretty decent one, but I think it's going to be JT's time. JT will probably get the boosted card. Some boosted hitting, he becomes like a very like well-rounded catcher as far as like speed and fielding and arm strength and, you know, just like his hitting. He just needs a contact versus left like boost a little bit. It's going to be really, really interesting to see like how they make these cards. It really is. Like, are we gonna make that next jump? It might not be too bad to make that next jump. Is it too early? We're not even at the 5th inning program. I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but I do feel like this is JT's spot to get this card. I don't think it's Zach Wheeler's, just because he got that other card. And it's also like a little bit strange just that Bryce Harper is not there. Is he hurt or something that I don't know about? Is there something there that I'm not following along with? I remember they used to have like the tweets. Remember they'd have like their tweets as a part of this. So I guess they got rid of that, but it's just like you would have never thought that Bryce Harper, after signing a deal with, is like not going to be in the All-Star game. Maybe he's hurt and I just don't know it, but I don't feel like he's hurt. I feel like I saw him hit a home run the other day. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to me that Bryce Harper is just like not a perennial All-Star type of player, but maybe you feel differently. All right, so the Nationals got Trey Turner and they got Juan Soto and they also got Kyle Schwarber, who made the All-Star team. What a crazy month that he just had. And I did hear a lot of the Nationals players talking about how it was a joke that Max Scherzer didn't make the All-Star team. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But it might be a situation when they just don't have enough spots. He's definitely good enough to be an all-star, but it might be just a situation, I guess, with like Bryce Harper as well. But Trey Turner getting a really boosted all-star card would be really legit. This is like low-key one of the better players in the game. And if he gets a boosted card, he's going to be real nice. He's got 99 speed. And he can play a lot of different spots. Be a real nice card to get. Juan Soto would be an amazing card to get as well. So I have no problem with Juan Soto getting this card. This card's not even bad to put in your God Squad Diamond Dynasty lineup. You can see that like 97, 88. He might have had a little bit of a power drop on his card. I think he did have a power drop on his card versus right. Did he get more versus left? Something. Yeah, he dropped to an 85 and he was an 86. That's right. So he got a little bit recalibrated. But he actually was pretty nasty using your God Squad Diamond Dynasty team for a little while there because his contact versus right and power versus right was insane. And he plays up like all the time. It's not like there's a pitcher that like owns Juan Soto. You know what I mean? Like he always plays up. And he had like, I wonder if they changed up his quirks and stuff like that. But like, look, he's got first pitch, hitter, day player, road warrior. So he played a game on the road during the day and he swung at a first pitch or he swung at a pitch with 2 strikes. So he just got everything. He's got a super good swing. So both of these, I wonder what he has. He's got road warrior, day player, unfazed, dead red, breaking ball hitter. He's got like everything too. Plus 99 speed. Trey would be really good. And I'm a big believer in all swings are forward frames. Like you can say it's a good swing or a bad swing, but Trey Turner does have a quote unquote good swing. All right. He just does. So does Schwarber. It's going to be interesting to see what he gets for his player of the month card, and if he's going to have the secondary of catcher on that card also. When was the last time he played catcher? There's no way he's played a game for catcher for the Nationals. Has he? Am I wrong? And I just never have noticed that, but it doesn't feel like I ever see anyone talk about that. And I haven't seen him at catcher for a while, but he will be in the mix as well. I just feel like he's going to be too big of a part of the June player of the month. I think it's Trey Turner's spot. I really think it's Trey Turner's spot if I had to pick one out of these. I just think it's his spot. All right, for the Cubs, we got... Did Craig Kimbrell make it? He did. Craig Kimbrell did make it. And also, we have Chris Bryant who made it. Now, KB, he usually gets a boosted card. I got to be honest with you. I feel like they're going to go with Craig Kimbrell here. It's not going to be good for us in Diamond Dynasty because he doesn't play that well in Diamond Dynasty. He's much better in real life than Diamond Dynasty. It just is. Plus, he always gets... This is very tough because both of these cards get boosted cards. Like, there's always a Craig Kimbrell card. It's like 125, but he only hits a 4-seam, the knuckle, and the 2-seam, so no one really uses them. And then there's always like a Chris Bryant, like, signature series type of card also because he's such a popular player, so much positional versatility. I gotta be honest with you, I think I want the Chris Bryant. I don't really need a Craig Kimbrell, but I'll tell you, I feel like they're gonna pick Craig Kimbrell. I just feel like they're gonna pick Craig Kimbrell over Chris Bryant, but I would rather see the Chris Bryant. That's just me. I'd rather see the Chris Bryant. Now the Reds are interesting. By the way, this is a really crazy card in BR. This TJ Antone. Sinker, slider, curveball, change them high A's per 9. This is actually like probably a real good budget card, to be honest with you. Only 34. He's got 34 stamina. He's got like 109 A's per 9. Like that card's actually pretty lethal. One other thing I want to say too is Joey Votto. I'm such a fan of Joey Votto, man. He's so awesome. Please, when it's all said and done, Joey Votto, get into like the booth, like be a commentator, or like go work for MLB Network or something, man. I know you've had a long career. You probably want to go on vacation. You might need like take a year for vacation, but don't leave us, Joey Votto. Joey Votto's dope, man. I like Joey Votto. All right, our two Reds choices right here. Okay. We got Castellanos and we got Jesse. Now, Jesse's starting to get some cards, all right? Jesse's starting to get some cards. He's super popular. Lots of people like Castellanos' cards as well. Castellanos has had a couple of lightning cards. This is really, really tough, but I got to go with Jesse Winker. I got to go with Jesse. I just got to go with Jesse, man. He's got such a swing that people like so much. I got to go with Jesse. He's just bench bat Jesse, man. Or just like in left field or something like that. I got to go Jesse. I'm sorry, Castellanos. I got to go with Jesse. I got to go with Jesse. Reds fans, chime in. Which one do you want? Which one do you want, Reds fans? Do you want Castellanos or do you want Jesse? Chime in on that one. I gotta know from y'all. The Milwaukee Brewers have been such an interesting team this year. Their pitching is just insane. Corbin Burns, Hader, Woodruff, Freddie Peralta has also been really good. He's not an all-star, but their pitching has just been bonkers this year. Just absolutely bonkers. And we've already got the really good Corbin Burns, so I don't feel like he would get the spot here. But gosh, this card is still really, really, really good. I've got him at parallel 5. Lots of people do. This card's really, 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 really good. Still, this card's good because that sinker is fast. That cutter is fast. He's got all the best pitches. Still really, really good. I got to be honest with you. I would not mind if he got another card. I just don't feel like it's his spot. Now, Josh Hader is fantastic now, too, because he's got the four-seam, the slider, and they handed him that changeup, and his H/9 and K/9 are really, really up there. The only card that's really going to pass him is going to be Billy Wagner. Whenever we get the amazing Billy Wagner, that's going to pass him. But for right now, he's very solid because he gets a lot of like inside edge. Again, like there's not many teams he doesn't pitch well. He doesn't pitch against very well. So it feels like this is going to be the spot for Brandon Woodruff. And this card is not particularly great in the sphere of Diamond Dynasty. But here's the thing. He actually has a very glitchy release when he throws the ball in the game. All right. So he actually could be decent. And this definitely feels like it's his spot. It's his spot. They're going to pick Woodruff here. They're going to pick Woodruff because this Hader's good. Corbin Burns already has his card. They're going to pick Woodruff. I really wish they'd pick Corbin Burns or Hader. But at the same time, they don't need to. Like, it's got to be Woodruff's time. It's Woodruff's time here. Tell me if you feel differently, Brewers fans, or just anybody. Anybody can chime in. Something that's super surprising is with this Pittsburgh Pirate team. To me, I guess it's a little bit surprising. I don't consider this one of the better teams in the MLB. Got to watch them. I guess they play the Dodgers. They actually have 2 All-Stars. Pittsburgh, you got 2 All-Stars. You even got an All-Star starter. You got an all-star starter in Adam Frazier. I think Adam Frazier is definitely going to be on the trading block. I think if you're a Pittsburgh fan, you can't be too upset about that either, especially if you can get some kind of return from some team that's contending, because he can play all over the place. And I just feel like if you can get anything back, probably now's the time, right? Just continuing the rebuild, getting picks, getting some like prospects, getting ready to roll, getting some players to surround and keep Brian Hayes with, you know what I mean? Who, if you told me who was going to be the All-Star, like he didn't play enough, but man, keep Brian Hayes is so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. Great player. It's gonna be awesome. Brian Reynolds also made the All-Star team. Switch hitting, 70 speed, fielding arm, outfielder. I think this is the one. I mean, I like the position versatility of Adam Frazier, but I think I'm gonna go with Brian Reynolds just because of the switch hitting ability. And this is a card that has like a potential to, if it got boosted like contact and power, it might be pretty interesting to have out there. You know, I like the switch hitting ability. They'll probably go Adam Frazier here. I just really feel like they will go Adam Frazier here, and they will not go Brian Reynolds. But let me know what you think about that one. I think Brian Reynolds would be better in MLB The Show, but I do think they're going to go Adam Frazier. They're going to give Adam Frazier like 110 contact on both sides, or like 110, 100, 60, 62, like diamond fielding, something like that. That's what they're going to do with Adam Frazier. I feel like it's going to be Adam Frazier. I'd rather see Brian Reynolds. All right, so the Cardinals got a couple of All-Stars here. They've got Nolan Arenado, a perennial all-star. It feels like over at third base, their big pickup this year. I actually liked his Tommy Edman card, by the way. Did you all use him in events? I really liked this. Where is he? I liked this card a lot. I low-key really, really liked this card. This card is sneaky good with a lot of positional versatility. I like this card a lot. This is one of my favorite cards in events. He was like really, really running the squad for us in events. This card is not bad. Like, if you had this card even on your Dominant Dynasty God squad, on a budget squad, he's not bad. I'm going to be looking at this card like later on down the road. I'll tell you that much. This is a sneaky good card because he's sneaky fast with a 86 speed. It's a very, very solid card. I really like that card a lot. Anyways, the other card that made it, I believe, is Alex Reyes. I gotta double check. The one thing I do not want to do in this video is forget a player on a team. Alex Reyes made it as well, and I feel like Alex Reyes is gonna get the card. He's gonna get the card. He's finally. It's interesting to see him finally make an all-star team. I feel like he's finally been healthy this year to be able to make it. He's been injured. He had a Future Stars card way back in the day. He had a Future Stars card going way back. And it's his time. Nolan's already got the diamond. They're going to make Alex Reyes the card. The four seam to 12-6. The slider, the changeup might not be too bad. He does throw some gas. Did we even see his card in MLB The Show 20, or am I mistaken now? Was he in the XP reward path? I feel like he was. I feel like he was in the XP reward path, but it's got to be Reyes' time. It's just got to be Reyes' time. They've got a lot of players that I actually really like to use in the game. I always liked using Tyler O'Neill. He's one of my favorite players to watch too. Like, just a lot like Cedric Mullins. Like, he's no holds bar when it comes to defense in the outfield. The guy will dive into the wall. He's fun to watch. I like watching him. Harrison Bader's up to a gold. Interesting. They got like Andrew Miller. Where's like the Andrew Miller card, the boosted Andrew Miller card? Love to see that coming to the game soon. And then Carlson's always like really cool too. All right, for the D-backs, we've got Eduardo Escobar, who already has a somewhat decent card, honestly. Another switch hitter, 79-100. A more boosted version of him is actually going to be pretty nice because he plays all over the diamond. He doesn't have too bad of a swing. So Eduardo Escobar, I think he's going to be an interesting one. Just going to be a boosted version above what we saw for Topps Now with a ton of position versatility. First, anywhere in the infield and left and right field is very solid. Another switch hitter. He's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a good one considering they only have like one to pick from. I think that's going to be a very solid one. As far as just like, he's going to be interesting. All right. He's going to be interesting to see like where he ends up, what he gets boosted. All right. For the Rockies, we got Herman Marquez. He came very, very close to throwing a no-hitter very recently. I think he had like a one-hit shutout in Coors after the sticky stuff has been regulated more. So what an outing for him to do that in Coors Field. He is their only all-star. It's tough because we already have this card. So I guess even a better version is going to be better. He's got a hard sinker too, though, at 95. What does the other one have? No way he has 95 on that. Man, that's probably an underrated card. See, the thing is, I see 95 right there, but is it like 95 to 97 or is it like 93 to 95? That's my question. Maybe he'll be a little bit frisky, a little bit more frisky than I might thought, especially if he has good per nines and everything like that. All right, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They've always got a lot of selections. So let's go through their team here. Max Muncy, he's going to make it for them. Also, we've got Mookie Betts that makes it. Mookie Betts would be an awesome one to have. And then Chris Taylor made the All-Star team this year. Has he been beasting Dodgers fans? I know he's kind of been that glue guy all over the place for them for years. I know he used to play with the Mariners, but wow, he was the most surprising name on this list to me to see that he was an all-star is Chris Taylor. I'm kind of interested to see what the deal is with that, but he's got a lot of position versatility. Betts has a diamond, Muncy has a diamond and multiple cards. I'd love to see Betts get boosted, to be honest with you. He's one of my favorite cards in the MLB, one of my favorite players in the MLB for a while. And just his hitting is so abysmal. Like, there's no using 69, 58, 72 in ranked seasons. It's not even really using that in BR. So we need a boosted hitting Mookie Betts. I really actually hope it's Mookie Betts because he can play second base, he can play the outfield with great defense and decent enough speed. I hope it is Mookie Betts. It's too bad that Cody Bellinger didn't make it, or Corey Seager, because those are always amazing cards. He's still got really balanced hitting across the board. He might be out for a while. It's tough. I love watching Seager play. I hope he gets back soon. But yeah, I hope it's Betts, but I could see it being Taylor. But I really hope it's Betts. I hope it's Betts. I hope we get like our Kershaw card soon too. That crazy Kershaw card would be awesome. Looking forward to that like I do every year. He's one of my favorite pitchers, honestly, is Clayton Kershaw. All right, so we got the Padres in this loaded NL West. I'm really hoping for a Fernando Tatis Jr. card here. I don't think that he will get it, but I really would love to see it. Even though this card, even looking at his live series now, is just ridiculous. What a ridiculous card. 88, 72, 1031. Dude, this card is good enough to be in your God Squad lineup, obviously, but geez Louise. I didn't even realize that, like, this card at, like, parallel 5 would be crazy. He just needs some more contact left, but he's getting that today from inside edge. Oh man, this card's like 99 arm with like 90 fielding, a 90 reaction, and 99 speed. What a sweet card, man. I'd love to have him super boosted up because he'd obviously be like the best shortstop that we would have out of Team Affinity 3. No doubt about it. And he's just like one of the more awesome players in the league. I'm a huge fan. Can you tell? I'm a big fan of Fernando Tatis Jr. I would love to see him get this card at the spot, but I don't feel like he's going to get it. They're going to give it to Jake Cronenworth. Probably. I mean, he could use an obvious boost. This guy makes contact like nobody's business. He does not miss the ball when he swings. So it could be, and he got a show's finest card at the end of last year. And also the card that it could be is they got one other All-Star too. Where is, I could see them giving it to Mark Melanson too, because it's just like, it gives you another relief pitcher. He's got a low silver right now. It could be the spot where he gets into the mix here. I guess we got Yu Darvish who made it as well. We got you. I didn't even think about Yu Darvish making it as well. Yu Darvish could definitely get it too. He could get it too because he get the boosted version of him. Cutter in the slider, kind of redundant. If they keep his pitch mix like this, I'm not going to be too high on this Yu Darvish card, to be honest with you. The one card that I really would want out of this is Tatis. Yu Darvish, you know, it is what it is. Cronenworth, it is what it is. Even Melanson, like, I'm not too super high on getting this Mark Melanson with the cutter and the splitter, and I'm not too like, oh no, I got to go, like, drop everything. So this is going to be an interesting one to see if it plays out, if they really want to go over the top with like a Tatis. And again, how much is Tatis? Tatis has got to be expensive now, I would imagine. Let's see what he is. Yeah, he's up there in price. So do they take the do they lower it down? Is it going to be too close of a duplicate? That's yet to be seen. What quirks does he have? He's got homebody, night player, first pitch, breaking ball. I'm so glad that he got to play the rest of the season. I was so worried that he wasn't going to play the rest of the season. I was like, no. And to see him back is just fantastic for the game of baseball. Now, this is the most surprising team of the entire year, bar none. And Giants fans in the comments section, if you made it this far in the video, too, this is a super long video. But if you made it this far in the video, how has this happened with the Giants? What a fantastic year. Like, this has got to be such an awesome thing to be a Giants fan. They're going to make the playoffs if they just go 500 in the next half. Like, they really, really, really have been fantastic. Maybe they got a little bit of the Mariners thing going on, like some Cy Silvers, and like, I know Longo's been hurt, and it's got to be like they're pitching, like Gossman, Fellini, Alex Wood. It's got to be something like that. Cueto. Austin Slater's hitting the ball like a million miles now. This guy debuted the other day, went crazy. Dubon or whatever. Casali just got a card. They brought Mike Tauchman over. Darren Ruff has like a ton of power versus left. Like, this is such an odd team. Tyler Rogers with the sidearm. Buster Posey just resurgence to being like an 88 overall super elite. Brandon Crawford knocking home runs left and right. What a crazy, crazy year for them so far. Buster Posey makes the all-star team as a catcher. I think the year off last year really probably did him wonders. He's been through a lot of battles. He's played a lot of games. Taking the year off had to be so nice for him to come back. And yeah, Brandon Crawford as well in the mix, making another all-star team. Just a throwback year for them all over the place. Gossman making it as well. Now, I feel like it's a situation where Brandon Crawford's already got a boosted card. I think he's going to be on the outside looking in. Gossman really has not got that card yet. I just don't know how well he'll play in Diamond Dynasty. And usually Posey gets a throwback card. It's a really tough one. I'm not going to lie, because Gossman's the pick, but I'd like to see a Posey. I think that'd be a really cool one to have. I would say Brandon Crawford, to be honest with you, but since he just recently got a card, I think I'd go with Buster Posey. That's the one I'd like to see the most. Gossman will be the pick, though. I have a feeling it's going to be Gossman. It's going to be the pick. He's just not going to be one that a lot of people are going to end up using, but what a fantastic year for the Giants. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Which picks do you think are going to be a part of Team Affinity Stage 3? That's kind of my long, drawn out opinion on this. So if you made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe if you are new, and check out one of these videos after this video ends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, peace out and have a great day.